Minamakom shebo anu tzodkim, from the place where we are right. Flowers will never grow in the spring. The place where we are right is hard and trampled like a yard. But doubts and loves dig up the world like a mole, like a plow. And a whisper will be heard in the place where the ruined house once stood. This week's Torah portion has the story of Balaam and the donkey. It's one of my favorite stories because there's a talking donkey in the Torah. Really? A talking donkey? Yes. Yes, there is. And among other things, this story, which I'll tell you in case you're not remembering all the details, this story is about being right. So Balaam is hired by Balak, enemy of the Israelites, to curse the Jewish people. He's a well-known prophet of his day. It's his job. It's what he does. He curses people and blesses people, and he's really good at it. So he can really, he can ask for a high price for his services. He is a pro. And Balak knows that because he wants the best, so he's willing to pay for a pro. Okay, the deal is set up. He gets a whole bunch of money at the end when the Israelites get cursed. And so he takes off to do what any good pro does. Go do his job. He gets on his donkey and he sets off on the way to the Israelites. And pretty quickly, things don't go as he expected them to go. His donkey is traveling on this road, on the path, and she suddenly veers off into a field. Well, he is a pro, and he knows that he is right, and he knows where he is trying to go, and so he does what any of us would do. He beats the donkey until she gets back on the road. And then they continue on the way. And they're traveling again, and this time the donkey veers off into the fence that is next to the road. And in fact, she goes off so quickly that she pinches his foot between herself and the fence, and ow! Well, he's right. And so he does what any of us would do. He beats the donkey and gets her back on the path. And then finally, in a place that is so narrow between two stone walls that there is nowhere for the donkey to go, she simply lies down on the ground and refuses to go. And he does what any of us would do, because we know we are right. He beats her again. But this time, she talks. And she says, "What are you doing?" She says, "Have I been in the habit of leading you astray? Have I not always taken you where you should go?" And he thinks about that for a minute. And then, because it's Torah, God opens his eyes, and he is able to see something. He's able to see that standing in the middle of the road is an angel, a messenger of God, placed there to stop him from going where he was trying to go. The donkey saw, but he did not. The donkey tried to show him, but he was right. Over and over and over. And in those hard places where he was right, nothing was going to grow. Nothing was going to change. Nothing was going to become. It required the act of opening his eyes. It required a little bit of space. A little bit of space between him and what he knew to be right. To finally understand where he was going or where he should not go. Viktor Frankl, who wrote about his experience in the Holocaust and concentration camps, and said that between, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't know exactly the quotation, between stimulus and response, there is choice. And that is the place where we are human. Yehuda Amichai says that doubts and loves dig up the world, dig up the hard, trampled earth enough that seeds might enter and grow to become flowers. So often, we move through our lives with absolute certainty that we are right. And that is when nothing can grow. I hope you have a talking donkey in your life who can help you to see when the path is not the best path. But maybe even if you don't have a talking donkey, you can look to the eternal wisdom that our tradition offers in this gathering of Shabbat and find that pause, that moment between what is happening and what your response will be, to dig up a little bit, to find some doubt perhaps, to reach out for love perhaps, and in that way bring more beauty into the world.